Happy Monday, everyone. Jo here at SportsGrid. It's time for a pocket with Jo. We've got a loaded slate and so many games that mean so much. Super excited to break down this card with you. Of course, we're going to be talking every single game out there, sides, totals, props. In the ones that I like, some of these games I'm passing on a side. You got to be careful with some of these favorites tonight that really have nothing to play for other than some point totals. So take that into mind, as you know I'm talking about the Tampa Bay Lightning. Teams that are locked in their position. They just don't want to get hurt going into the playoffs. So let's jump into these games right now, you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Yeah, Calgary able to get that big win last night. I hope you played some props because that was a high-scoring game. I did have the Avs to be able, or not the Avs, the Coyotes to be able to win that one. They didn't come away with the win at plus 125, but we had a fantastic game. Clayton Keller, Nazem Kadri, those player props really did cash. Okay, Montreal versus Detroit is the first game. Now, this one kicks off at 7 o'clock Eastern. Current lines on this, plus 176 here for the Montreal Canadiens, the Detroit Red Wings at minus 215. We have a total of 6.5, minus 114 to the under, minus 106 to the over. Now, if you like the puck line here, minus 1.5 for the Detroit Red Wings is coming in at plus 118, and the Montreal Canadiens at plus 1.5 at minus 142. I would look at Montreal on the puck line before I'd look at the Red Wings here. Montreal will play them tight tonight. They are looking to play that spoiler role. Montreal's been playing fantastic, and they've been a dangerous team since they've been eliminated from playoff contention. So I caution you with taking the Detroit Red Wings at minus 1.5. Should they come out and get the big win? Absolutely. They're fighting for so much in this. They're off that win versus the Toronto Maple Leafs in overtime 5-4. Now they're sitting 5th in the Atlantic with 87 points. We know how tight these teams are playing. That wild card spot up for grabs in the Eastern Conference. The Washington Capitals right now are holding that second wild card spot. Detroit is tied with them, but the Washington Capitals have more regulation wins, so Washington gets that second place if these two teams are tied up. The Flyers have 87 points as well, except they have played an extra game over top of the Red Wings, the Capitals, and the Penguins. And the Penguins are 1 point behind at 86. Now we have the Islanders sitting third in the Metro right now. The Penguins could move if they win both of their games and the Islanders lose. They could move into that spot in the Metro. I don't think it's going to happen. I do think the Islanders take that last spot in the Metro. So this wild card for me is coming down from the Capitals, the Red Wings, the Flyers, and the Penguins, and I'm scrapping the Flyers. I just don't think they're going to be able to get there. So sorry, Flyers fans, but that's just where I'm going with this one. So I look at this one. Jimmy, good to see you here. It is so great. The playoffs are right around the corner, and I'm with you. I do think Montreal has every chance of getting the upset here. I do think Montreal forces this one to overtime at plus 380. I think that's a great shot. Now, what we've seen out of the Red Wings is they've got up in these games, and then they've blown the leads. Okay, so I'm looking at that first period heavy for the Detroit Red Wings. That's where my confidence comes in this team. The Red Wings in the first period to be the first team to score is coming in at plus 100. I'm also going to look at their shots on goal in the first period. Detroit Red Wings to record 12 plus shots on goal in the first period is coming in at plus 125. And I know that's asking a lot, but we look at them in the first period versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. They put up 13 goals. The last time these teams met up, Detroit wasn't playing with so much urgency, and they still put up 11 shots on Montreal. We know Montreal doesn't offer a lot of defense. They don't give the support for their goaltending. Now, when we look at these teams, they do play back-to-back games, the next game being in Montreal, which will be the last game for the Red Wings to pick up points in the last game for the Montreal Canadiens. So give me the Red Wings first period, first team to score at plus 100. Give me Detroit to score 12 plus shots on goal in the first period at plus 125. Now, you could look at the player props in this one for Dylan Larkin. He's got 67 points, Patrick Kane at 46, and Alex DeBrincat at 65. Lucas Raymond has been phenomenally strong. He's got 69 points, 29 goals, and 40 assists. You know, you look at those players who are looking for their 30th goal or their 40th goal, and Lucas Raymond looking for his 30th tonight. So I do think that could come into play either today or tomorrow versus Montreal. Nick Suzuki's been phenomenally strong for the Montreal Canadiens. He has 76 points on the season, 33 goals, and 43 assists. It's his best season yet. Now, Cole Caulfield is who I'm going to circle the Montreal Canadiens for his anytime goals. Coming in at plus 175. He's had a goal in his last 7 games. He's been phenomenal out there. 64 points, 27 goals, and 37 assists. So his best season yet as well. So Cole Caulfield at plus 175. The players on Detroit, I would look at Lucas Raymond for that anytime goal just to hit number 30 tonight. So it's going to be a good night. That is for sure. Last game at home for Washington, Detroit, New York Rangers, and the Edmonton Oilers. You guys are rolling with the Islanders on the money line. The Islanders desperately want that win to lock up that 3rd spot in the Metro. There's gonna be some really tight games out there as well. Now, Alex Leon getting the start for the Red Wings, and Sam Montembeault, it looks like he's getting the start here for the Montreal Canadiens. And when we talk about Montreal not putting up that resistance on the defensive side, they're allowing an average of 33.3 shots on goal per game. So you think the Red Wings, with the urgency they're playing with, have to come and score 12 plus shots on goal. Well, not score, get 12 plus shots on goal in that first period. We're going to move on to the New York Islanders taking on the New Jersey Devils. Now we know the Devils are completely eliminated from playoff contention. Jack Hughes not in this lineup. And without Jack Hughes in the lineup, this team has been struggling to score. They have not scored more than 2 goals in 3 of their last 4 games. And I expect that to continue here versus the New York Islanders. Varlamov will be in net, and he's had a stellar April. He's 4-0 with a 1.74 goals against average and a 9.43 save percentage in the month of April. He has been holding the New York Islanders in these games. They are off that loss to the New York Rangers 3-2 on Saturday, but they've won 6 of the last 7. I do think the Islanders lock up that spot in the Metro, but the Devils are a hard team. So we just need them to get a point here, I believe. I believe 1 point here will lock up that 3rd spot in the Metro. So if this goes to overtime, I'm not going to take the New York Islanders straight up on the money line. What I'm going to do here is, because the Devils have played them so hard, they've won 2 of the last 3 meetings, I'm just going to look at the Devils team total. I'm taking their team total under 2.5. That's coming in at plus 124. We're getting plus money on that. And with their inability to score as of late, and with how the Islanders are playing so strong on defense, and with Varlamov being so hot this month, I do think the Devils 2 goals is asking a lot. They weren't able to put a goal up versus the Philadelphia Flyers, and I know this is their last game of the season. They are at home. I just can't see those goals coming in for them. Now, when we look at the Islanders, they do have the Penguins on deck, who have 67.6 in the Metro at home on Wednesday. The Islanders should win, but I do think this is a game where I'm not trusting them on the money line. I would rather look here at the Devils team total. Okay. Hoping Wings captain and vet, bling the youngsters. Yeah, we should get a lot of really good games out of these teams tonight. Let's look at the Nashville Predators. They are taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins. There's not much here for the Nashville Predators in a way of where they can go win or lose in this game. They're sitting 4th in the Central. This is they're locked in that first wild card spot in the Western Conference with 99 points. Vegas is 3 points behind them with a game in hand. So they don't want to lose this one. They would need Vegas then to win, and then they could take that first Metro. So I do think we're going to get a big effort out of the Nashville Predators here. They won back in November 3-2 in overtime versus the Pittsburgh Penguins, but it's the Penguins who have so much more to play for. They're sitting 6th in the Metro with 86 points, 1 point behind the Capitals, Red Wings, and Flyers, 3 points behind the Islanders, who have 90 for that 3rd spot in the Metro. So it's 3. It's not 4 points. So if they pick up this win tonight, they would have to win their next game, and the Islanders would have to lose that next game, which they play each other. And then we could see the Penguins move into that 3rd spot in the Metro if the Islanders lose the next 2 and the Penguins win the next 2. So we'll see what's going to happen here. I'm not sure if the Pittsburgh Penguins will be able to do it. They're going to need their best effort, and they're going to need this win tonight. I am looking at the Pittsburgh Penguins to get the win, though. Looking at the odds in this one, the Pittsburgh Penguins are now minus 113. This line has been dropping as the day was going on. They were minus 120 earlier in the day, minus 106 here for the Preds. That total is sitting at 6.5, plus 106 to the over and minus 130 to the under. I do think this is a lower scoring game. I'm not going to bet that total though, because I do think you've got playmakers like Forsberg on the Nashville Predators that has been phenomenal at finding the back of the net. Sidney Crosby needs to drive this team into the playoffs. So I like his 2+ points. Actually, that's coming in at plus 172. The goaltending matchup should be Saros in net for the Nashville Predators and Novalkovic here for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, he started the last 11 straight games. He got pulled on Saturday, so he needs a bounce back. He got pulled when it was a 3-1 score, and Tristan Jarry came in for the Penguins because they did lose that one to the Bruins, and that was a 6-4 loss on Saturday. They just have so much to play for. I would rather put my money on a home team that has the world to play for in this one, trying to get into the playoffs. The Buffalo Sabres taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. I caution you guys taking the Tampa Bay Lightning in this one. Yes, they should get the win, but will you get the best effort out of the Tampa Bay Lightning? At minus 176, I can't get there. At minus 1.5 on that puck line, that's plus 140. They should be able to win it by 2 goals, but I'm not putting my faith in teams what they should be able to do, especially at this point in the season. They can't risk injury. That total is sitting at 6.5, minus 128 to the under, and plus 104 to the over. The Buffalo Sabres, there's no value on the puck line, plus 1.5 at minus 170. If we were getting that at minus 130, I would probably look there. This team has been playing so hard as of late. The Buffalo Sabres have been giving it their best effort. The problem with the Buffalo Sabres is they can't get out of their own way. They're constantly in the penalty box, and that's dangerous versus the Tampa Bay Lightning because the Lightning have the best record on the power play of all of the teams in the league, converting at 28.9%. And the Sabres have a weak kill at 79.7. So I do think when you're looking at the Lightning tonight, it's power play points. I would circle if you're liking anyone for those points. Nikita Kucherov for the 2+ points holds value slight at plus 114, but I like him for his assists tonight, you guys. We keep hearing everyone talking about Connor McDavid. It's exciting. Connor McDavid's going to be on the ice tonight because he's going to get his 100 assists, and he should. But I think Nikita Kucherov beats him to the punch tonight. He's sitting at 98 points. No one is talking about the fact that he's 2 points away, 2 assists away from getting 100 assists as well. So Nikita Kucherov for 2+ assists is coming in at plus 235. I'd also look at his power play points tonight. He is on that top power play line. He has 141 points, so he is leading the league in points on the season. 43 goals and that 98 assists. Let's hit 100 tonight. Nikita Kucherov, he's only 2 away. I would love to see it. Now, he was held off the board versus Washington. No goals, no assists. Got to be frustrating. And I do think versus the Sabres here, he can capitalize on that power play and be able to convert those goals, as well as not on the power play. Now, I'm not expecting a huge effort out of the Lightning here as they just try to record the win and not get injured, but I do think Nikita Kucherov is the player you want to circle. In his last couple of games versus the Ottawa Senators, he was able to put up 3 assists versus the Columbus Blue Jackets, 3 assists versus the Penguins, 2 assists, the Montreal Canadiens, 2 assists and a goal. A goal and 3 assists. So all of these games, except for the last one versus Washington, he's been able to record 2+ assists in the last 5. I really do think it's coming in tonight. Now, if you're looking at who would score that goal, Braden Point centers out there between Nikita Kucherov and Dunclair. So I do think we could see Braden Point with the goal that's coming in at plus 140. I'd look at his power play point, though. I do think that power play is going to be electric tonight. Power play point coming in at plus 170. He has 20 goals over his last 25 games. So Braden Point has been playing phenomenal. Dunclair has 7 goals in 15 games since he came over from the San Jose Sharks. So he's been playing great as well. Okay, let's move on to the next game, you guys. I'm super excited for these games. The next one is the Boston Bruins. The Boston Bruins are in action tonight. They are coming in at minus 154 on the road on that money line, plus 128 for the Washington Capitals. Total of 5.5, minus 110 to either way. This game is going to be an absolute defensive goaltending war. If this one opens up offensively, I tell you, it's not the style that the Capitals have a chance of winning. The Capitals need to really limit the Boston Bruins' ability to find the back of Charlie Lindgren's net. The good thing for the Capitals is Charlie Lindgren has been strong. Now, looking at the Washington Capitals, they are occupying right now, and this could change really quick. They're occupying that last wild card spot, 87 points. Second wild card spot in that Western Conference. The Red Wings are tied with them, but remember, they have more regulation wins than the Flyers, but they have a game in hand over the Flyers than the Pittsburgh Penguins with 86. I have to take the plus money on the Washington Capitals because they have so much to play for. Their playoff lives are on the line. With the Boston Bruins, they do have so much to play for as well, so I'm not discounting them. They're sitting first in the Atlantic with 109 points. The Panthers are 1 point only behind them with 108. 2 points behind Dallas, they sit for the President's Trophy, and the New York Rangers. So they have so much to play for. In this one, I do think we're going to see tight defenses out of both of these teams. Swayman expected here for the Boston Bruins. I'm taking the first period under 1.5. That's coming in at minus 122. I'm also going to take the goal or no goal in the first 10 minutes. That's coming in at plus 106. I don't see these goals coming in fast. I would be shocked if we went into that second period with 2 goals. I really do think this is lockdown defense till one of these teams makes a mistake. Now, sadly for the Washington Capitals, I don't think Nick Jensen will be in the lineup. He was carted off in that last game versus Tampa, where they were able to get the win. And yes, he did walk out on his own 2 feet. He was fine. I'm just not sure if he's going to play in this one. So that's a big blow on their defense. But I do think Boston, they're chalky tonight. And this is their 8th road game over their last 10 games. So they've been on the road so much. It's really hard for these teams to have so much travel under their belt. So I am looking for Washington to pull off this home upset here. Give me the first period under 1.5 as my best bet at minus 122. Second favorite bet here is the no goal in the first 10 minutes at plus 106. This game has the writing of overtime all over the wall, and it also has the writing of a home dog getting the win. And at that plus money, I'm willing to take the Washington Capitals at plus 128. You guys, let me know what you're thinking in this one. The Tampa Bay Lightning laying 2.5 in that game. I really hope you're able to cash that one. That is for sure. Okay, the next game on deck. We got the Ottawa Senators taking on the New York Rangers. Now, the New York Rangers sitting at 112 points. So first in the Metro here. The Carolina Hurricanes are only 1 point behind them for that second spot in the Metro. The Dallas Stars are 1 point behind them for the President's Trophy, but the New York Rangers have a game in hand. The Boston Bruins are 3 points behind them with 109. It's crazy. How tight the race is for the President's Trophy for divisions is completely crazy this year, and I love it. Now, the last time the New York Rangers played the Ottawa Senators was back in January. We did see the New York Rangers get a big 7-2 win. If they lose and the Canes win, the Canes are going to get the first spot in the Metro. This is the last game that the New York Rangers will play in the regular season. So they need this win tonight. They can't put it in the hands of the Carolina Hurricanes if the Canes win or lose. You'll get a strong effort out of the Rangers. I don't like the juice that you're laying because, again, the New York Rangers, those lines are coming in at minus 230. I want to trust them at minus 1.5 at plus 108. I do think they get up with a lead over the Ottawa Senators and then lock down on the defensive side of things. Plus 188 here for the Ottawa Senators if you think they can pull off the upset. That total sitting at 6.5, minus 128 to the under and plus 104 to the over. I would just look at player props. Panarin has been so strong for the New York Rangers. I'm going to look at him for 2+ points in this one at minus 102. He has 118 points on the season, 48 goals and 70 assists. It would be beautiful to see him get 2 goals in this one. Hit that 50 goal mark in the regular season. I'm sure there's got to be a bonus out there, you guys. I don't know if anyone can look up if Panarin's getting a bonus for 50 or more goals in the regular season. Let us know, because I really do think he's at 48, 2 goals away from, I'm guessing, a nice bonus out there. Now, Chris Kreider is someone else to look at. He could hit 40 goals tonight. He's got 39 goals on the season. His anytime goal for Chris Kreider coming in at plus 145. I like that as well. Brady Tkachuk has had one of his highest, best seasons yet as well. He's sitting there for the Ottawa Senators at 37 goals. I'm not going to bet anything on Ottawa. I'm just going to look at Panarin for the 2+ points and Chris Kreider for the anytime goal at plus 145. And then I'm going to watch this game and enjoy it. I would expect the Rangers to come out, win the first period, except, you look here at the Ottawa Senators and how they've been playing. They love to upset these teams in the playoffs. So you're going to get the best effort out of the Ottawa Senators tonight. I caution you guys with favorites, even though these teams are playing for something, the money line isn't there. So you can't bet them on the money line. Teams to win on that puck line. You look at the Rangers over the year, 17-23 on that puck line at home. The Ottawa Senators 2019. Should they win and cover the puck line? Absolutely. This is the first team in the Metro. Dominating team, but I do think they get up and try to lock things down. Yeah, the Boston Bruins have had time between these road trips. That is for sure. I just think it gets old on these teams. Solid money line. I don't think there's really any solid money line picks. I would rather you just take a couple of underdogs tonight and parlay the underdogs that you have faith in, because I think there is a lot of coin flips out there on the ice tonight. And if you're looking at the New York Rangers just to get a win at minus 225 in a parlay, I don't think it's worth the value that you're going to get in return. So, but that's just my thoughts. I cannot put large favorites into a parlay. I would rather start looking at those player props and taking it down to 1+ points for Panarin, 1+ points for Connor McDavid. I'm looking at those players that have something to fight for. Nikita Kucherov, 1+ points. If you're taking all of those guys out there for 1+ point, I would rather lay the juice with those players than I would with a team. So that's how I look at things, but everyone is different out there. The Minnesota Wild and the LA Kings. The Kings, I think, dominate this matchup over the Minnesota Wild tonight. Looking at odds in this one, the Wild come in at plus 142 and minus 172 here for the LA Kings. So you will have to lay the puck line with the Kings at minus 1.5 at plus 152. But this is the team that I have the confidence in laying that puck line tonight. The total sitting at 5.5, minus 132 to the over and plus 108 to the under. The reason why I'm leaning on the Kings to be able to get the win here is I know we saw the Wild come off that really nice win versus the San Jose Sharks 6-2. The problem here, playing the LA Kings, and yes, the Wild are eliminated Gustafsson and goal. Cam Talbot here expected for the LA Kings. The LA Kings defense isn't going to give these young rookies that are getting their shot out there on the ice for the Minnesota Wild the room to get this puck moving the way that they were able to versus the San Jose Sharks. This defense is going to lock down as soon as the LA Kings are able to get up. And I really do struggle to see the Minnesota Wild staying competitive in this one, especially when you look during the regular season, how much the Minnesota Wild struggled versus the LA Kings. Now, the Kings have won both of those matchups. They absolutely crushed them on March 20th, which was just over a month ago, 6-0 and 7-3 back in October. I'm expecting something very similar in this one where the Minnesota Wild do struggle to put those goals on the board. I struggle to see them getting 2 in this one, to be honest with you. If they got 1, it would be more likely, in my opinion. Now, when we look at the LA Kings, they have won their last 8 home games. Their team total sitting at 3.5 at plus 118 to the over. Do I like it? I'm not sure. I've been flirting with taking this team total over 3.5 because realistically, they should be able to get 4 goals in the back of the net. But if they get up by 3 and just lock down, then we're sitting there losing by that hook. So I'm just going to take the puck line, laying the 1.5 at plus 155. Now the Kings have the Blackhawks on deck, and the Minnesota Wild have a game on Thursday to finish the season at home versus the Seattle Kraken. The Kings are sitting third in the Pacific with 97 points. The Vegas Golden Knights are only sitting 1 point behind with 96. The LA Kings don't want to fall into the wild card spot. Either way, Vegas and the Kings do make it, but it will determine who the Kings play. So I do think the Kings try to hold on to this third spot in the Pacific. It's gonna be war tonight between these teams. These teams know that the other teams are fighting for something, so they love to play spoiler. But I just don't think the rookies on the Minnesota Wild will be able to get past them. Now, Kopitar, he was held out versus the Ducks in that last game for the LA Kings. Not sure if he's going to be out there on the ice. He has a nagging injury, so he will be fine for playoffs. And the head coach did say that if that Ducks game was a playoff game, Kopitar still would have been able to play. It's just an injury that they're trying to just baby a little bit right now, so I expect him to stay off the ice. Kempe here for his points tonight. I would look at Kempe. He's had his best season yet of his career. He's sitting here with 73 points, 27 goals, and 46 assists. He had 2 assists in his last game. So Kempe has been phenomenally strong. I would circle him for his points tonight. Now, Kaprizov for the Minnesota Wild, we know how strong he's been. He's sitting here with 93 points on the season, 44 goals and 49 assists. He had 2 goals versus the Sharks and 2 goals versus the Sharks and 1 assist. So, yeah, he had 3 points in the last game out versus the Sharks. He's going to still get that time out there on the ice with these young rookies. So, Kaprizov, I would look at for his points tonight for the Wild, but I wouldn't go crazy because I struggle to see the Wild scoring more than 1 goal. So, I'd look at Kaprizov for the 1 point, but then you're not going to get the value. So, it's going to be hard. Next one on the ice is the San Jose Sharks versus the Edmonton Oilers. This is the last game of the night, 9:30 Eastern. We talked about Nikita Kucherov. I do think he hits 100 assists before Connor McDavid even hits the ice tonight. So Connor McDavid for the assist. You can look at him here for the assist. You're not going to get the value. You're going to have to look at his 2+ points in this one. Let's just see what that is at right now, because I know money's been coming in on these, and I wonder if they've moved it. So Connor McDavid for assist. Do you want to know how juicy this is? This is absolutely insane. Connor McDavid to get an assist is -340. It's unplayable. Okay, Connor McDavid for 2+ assists at +148. If Nikita Kucherov comes out here and gets 2 assists tonight, hits 100, you know Connor McDavid's going to come out and get 2 assists and hit 101. These players are so competitive. They know exactly where everyone else is sitting. So Connor McDavid for 2+ assists at +148. He's been an assist machine, you guys. He is coming back from an injury, but he wants to set these records at home. I don't know if he'll play in the next couple of games out there on the road, but we will see him tonight at home. Now, if you're looking at Connor McDavid just for his points and you don't want to take those assists, his power play point tonight coming in at -135, and we could see one of those come on the power play. And then the 2+ points is coming in at -160. So the 2+ points doesn't make sense. You're better off taking the 2+ assists and holding your breath in this one. I do think both of those players can get 2+ assists tonight. What else I'm looking at in this one is the Sharks actually have every opportunity to cover the puck line. I almost said win. Not to win, to cover the puck line. +1.5 is +150 now for the San Jose Sharks. This has moved with Connor McDavid making the entrance to this game. It was undetermined before, so it was +132. I do think they could keep it tight. They did win back in November, 3-2. The Edmonton Oilers responded in December with a shutout win, 5-0. I do think if you're looking to bet Edmonton, look at them in the first period to get up nice and big in that first period. And then if you want to take the Sharks, come back on them, plus the 2.5, plus the 3.5, whatever that line is at in that first period when Edmonton goes out first. Because you know Edmonton's going to go out first. I think Connor McDavid comes out of the gate and see the dogs are barking. Maybe the Sharks have every opportunity to get the win. But Gramlin here for the San Jose Sharks for his assist tonight's coming in at -120. 2+ points for Granlund coming in at plus 255. Now, over the last 11 games, he's got 13 points. He's been phenomenal out there. 2 goals and 11 assists he has had. So I do think Granlund has every opportunity for the Sharks to put up some points. The +2.5 or the puck line +2.5 goals for the San Jose Sharks is coming in at plus 154. So it's something to look at. Oh, sorry, their team total over 2.5. I want that plus 2.5 puck line. It's minus 158, not plus 154. So it's going to be an interesting night. But again, player props in this one, best way to go. And I really do think in a lot of these games, best way to go is look at those player props over betting these straight up favorites and these underdogs with the value. You're getting so much more value on player props tonight. So you guys, all the best in all of your bets. I am on SportsGrid at 4:25 my time, so 6:25 Eastern. So in the next 20 minutes here, and then I'm back on at 7:12 Eastern. We're going to be going over my 6 favorite bets in the MLB and my 6 favorite bets on the ice tonight. So make sure you join me over there. You guys, all the best. Let's make some freaking money out there. If you need the link to where to watch the SportsGrid show, go to www.sportsgrid.com/watch and you'll find all the links over there. Bye, you guys.